Today we're going to put together the air column profiler that you all received in your Aero pack full of parts. There's a little bag that comes in the kit you got, and it has parts for both the air column profiler and the twin cam. And the yellow pieces are for the profiler, so we're going to look at that real quick. There's a boom, and it has a number on the back, and this one's A15, and it matches what is the pod for this unit. It should also say A15, and they're going to line up like this. The pod itself has a Velcro wrap and two small Velcro pieces on top of another Velcro pad. These are the hook pieces, this is the loop. We'll set that aside for just a moment. There's also a pylon assembly, which are these two pieces, and some screws that are in this little bag as well, and washers. There are two types of screws, and Tom Green is helping me today down at the Canabush Math Science Center, and if we could zoom in on these screws, there are two different sizes of screws. There's a longer screw, which is a 1/2 inch, number 4 screw, sheet metal screw, and a shorter screw, which is a 3/8 inch. The pylon assembly uses the shorter screws, the longer screws, the 1/2 inch, and the pod itself will attach to the boom with the 3/8 inch screws. So we'll go ahead and put that part together real quickly. So the pod, we line up the holes, we put a washer over each hole, and attach a screw. And they might be a little bit snug the first time you screw them in. Most of these haven't been they have a little pilot hole, but they haven't been assembled yet, so you might have to put a little effort into it. A small screwdriver works. This is about the size of a large glasses screwdriver, but you can use a little bit bigger. It's Phillips.
And it is a Phillips, it looks like.
Yes, it is. So this secures the boom to the pod, and then we'll put the pylon assembly on, and there's a notch on one side, and that notch fits over the boom. It might be a little bit snug, that's okay, as long as it goes on. If it's too snug, you might need to sand it a little bit or take a file and take a little bit off the inside. Some of these are a little bit tight, but most of them should fit without any modification. So this uses the 1/2 inch screws, and this is a little bit trickier in that you need to snug it up but not go too tight. If you over tighten it, you can break the pylon. So we'll bring the bottom in and the top. Okay, and what you want is, right now this moves, so I want to snug it just a little bit more. But again, not too much. You want it on so that it's difficult to move it on the boom. We'll adjust it later. Now inside this bag are two little pieces of Velcro. I think I showed you those earlier before I set them down and lost them somewhere. I'm sorry, they're attached right here. Peel these off, and they are going to attach to your Kestrel 4500 weather station. Now I've already attached the Velcro on mine, and this is the loop side, and it goes right up to the screen and wraps around the corner. So you'll take this little piece and peel the backing off and attach it, and it goes on both sides just like that. And the way this works is you're going to put the loop side right up against, or the hook side, right up against the loop. I think I was saying that backwards.
Maybe point that towards us.
Okay.
Okay.
So you push this right together. It's going to cover your screen. Wrap this around, this piece, and this is two-sided Velcro, so it's self-adhesive. And voila, it is attached. Now, when you're going to fly this, you're going to want to set your Kestrel up. You want to do your orientation with it, follow your directions so that you can get direction. Every time you take the batteries out, you have to recalibrate this. You want to calibrate direction and barometric pressure as well. But you'll want to start the Kestrel and then tell it how often you want it to collect a sample. And I set mine to every 2 seconds. You might want to go every 5. And right before you attach it, hit this button that will start, it will take a snapshot, and that tells you when your data logging is starting. So then you attach it, wrap it on, and it's already running. And as long as you mark down the time when you do that, and then mark the time when you launch the pod, you'll be able to tell, very easily in the data. So, we're going to put the fins on now. And the first thing, like all the AEROKATS, you put 2 rubber bands on first. And there are 2 fin sections in the back of the boom. The first fin always goes on the bottom. You bring your rubber band, your first rubber band, underneath it, push it up against the boom, and then the second one over top. Your second fin can go on either side, but it goes on the side. That's for steering. The first one's for level. And again, come around the back with the first rubber band, and the front with the second. Straighten up the rubber bands, and your AEROPOD is assembled. Now, you want this to have just a slightly upward pitch because this leveling action of the fin is going to tip it up a little bit in wind blows. So we want to have it balanced just slightly forward. Maybe a little bit more. So push that up a little bit. Maybe give it one more snug. And you are good to go. So that is the Air Column Profiler B. It's the second generation of Air Column Profiler, and that's how you put it together. Thanks a lot.